Hi, everyone. Good morning to you. It is Monday, and it is the last day or the last Monday of the month of October. We have made it to the end of this kind of odd month, right? Most of it hasn't felt a whole lot like fall or a lot like October. And this past weekend, we got a really, really nice treat from the kind of rainy, wet weather and stretch of weather that we had last week. And so we had really, really lovely conditions yesterday as well as on Saturday. And so that nice weather is going to continue for a few more days as we continue this last week of October. But first, though, be mindful that as you're getting going for your day, you could encounter some areas of fog. I'm going to quickly talk about the highlights for the last week of October and preview a little bit of the month of November and what's kind of headed your way. Kicking off a new month right around the corner. Time flies so fast. Okay, here you go. We do have some areas of patchy fog in the interior UP, though it's been decreasing, but you could encounter some spots where visibilities could be down to about less than a quarter of a mile right along the Wisconsin state line. It is a cool morning. We've continued with the clear skies and calm conditions, and that has allowed areas of fog to form during the overnight hours. We're starting off, depending on where you're at, upper 20s to upper 30s and some 40s as well along some of our shorelines of the Great Lakes. So, yeah, a little bit of a crisp, chilly morning, depending on where you're at. You'll need a jacket or maybe, a thicker jacket this morning, but later on in the day, so much better, a little bit way more comfortable. And when you're out in that sun, it feels even better. So yeah. And also, we're at that time of year where we have stick pickup and leaf pickup between this week and next week. And, the good news is if you haven't, or if you still have to get some of that done, today through Wednesday will stay dry. So nice dry weather for you to get outside and get some of your backyard, your front yard prep, maybe do some winterization, that whole kind of a thing, that whole process that we have to do here as the seasons change. So not bad between today and Wednesday, featuring upper 50s in some spots in the west, but it's mainly mid 50s and then lower 50s elsewhere towards the east end. So above normal, and that normal is 46. That's where we're supposed to be at, is around 46 degrees for this time of year. There's this ridge right over us. It's a stubborn ridge that's been keeping us above normal for just this past weekend, and will continue to do so today, extending through Wednesday. Dry weather, we're not expecting any big systems because high pressure it's a strong one east of the state. And so that disturbance in the Dakotas actually fizzles out, and the rain stays west of the UP. So it's really good. Not bad. Not much happening here in the coming days. We're not really expecting some strong winds or anything like that. And so I think we're good to go here for a few days. As we end the month, we're looking at October or Halloween, and that's when we have the potential of some rain to creep back into the forecast. But I want to preview briefly the month of November. So right now, the Climate Prediction Center is expecting normal temperatures, seasonal temperatures for the first week to potentially the second week of November across the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes, including the state of Michigan. So while we're enjoying the 50s right now, we're back to 40s by Halloween, and then that continues into next week for the first week of November and a good chunk of the beginning of November. There will likely be a span of unseasonably warm days in the month of November towards mid, potentially late November, where it'll put us with our high temperatures, a high probability of above normal days. So not that the entire month is going to be near normal as per usual. That this has been the trend for a while now, where we have been noticing that our months are becoming warmer than normal, and that what we typically have been dealing with on the average of 30 years or so. And so that's still the trend here, that we'll have a stretch of warmer days, despite us getting back to normal conditions for a little while. And I'm talking about Halloween extending into the first week of November, being seasonal into the 40s. There is a potential of some rain to creep back into the forecast, but it doesn't look like it's a big system with rainy conditions that'll be consistent, you know, every single day or all day long. But here's the system that I'm talking about. It's a small disturbance. It kind of tracks east of the state on Friday, but there's a little wave of energy that'll bring in some light scattered rain showers near Lake Superior in the west end. And then that kind of expands right along Lake Superior for Friday evening. That would be Halloween. So if you have those trick-or-treating plans or anything like that, you could be dealing with a little light rain. But right now, it doesn't look like it'll be anything heavy or anything major. And then we have more lake effect rain that is expected to develop on Saturday as well. So if you have those Halloween plans instead on Saturday or any of those events, you could also have to contend with a little light rain shower activity there from some lake enhancement on Saturday. And then looking briefly at Sunday, we start off kind of quiet, a few light rain showers. Again, lake effect rain near Lake Superior. This is Sunday afternoon, 3 p.m. And it looks like a small little clipper system dives in from southern Canada. And it kind of skirts just south of the UP for Sunday night into Monday. But a couple of models are bringing in a little rain and snow mixture for Sunday night into next Monday. But that's 7+ days out. That will change and adjust. So you're going to want to check back in with us to find out what the changes are to the forecast for Halloween and for this upcoming weekend. So that's what we can expect going into the end of the month and the start of November. So starting to see a trend where we're going to get back to where we're supposed to be at for this time of year. In the meantime, though, have a really great day. Drive carefully out there if you are encountering